頂点に達した時、彼は超人機メタルダーに進展する。メタルダーだ。
Oh, and just to show how successful God Neros is, he has a body double, which turns out to actually be Choujin, and we learn about that once Metalder actually chops off his helmet, and he retreats. So, in episode 35, Mai's dad investigates Kozo Kirihara at his business and ends up captured and thrown into the Ghost Bank, where he'll later be hypnotized into becoming one of God Neros' lackeys. Oh, and just another thing. Oh, wait, yeah, I've mentioned that earlier. Never mind. It was Gildredin coming back and dying again. So, episode 36. Mai's dad is dispatched to kill Metalder, which leads to Metalder and Top Gunner teaming up. And so, Mai's dad is saved, but during the onslaught, the Silver Carcass was discovered and destroyed by the Armament Army and Beliski. Now, the Battle Robot Army Saint, and he is also the next general to be killed. And so, episode 37, Top Gunner and Ryusei go to storm the Ghost Bank through Kirihara Concern. But before they go, Ryusei tells Hako to stay with Mai, and if they fail, he wants them to expose Kirihara for who he truly is. And so, they storm the Ghost Bank and find God Neros, and I don't know if this guy's a baller or what, because God Neros decides to keep Metalder and Top Gunner in place and blow up his own base. They manage to break out of his bondage, and God Neros gets tangled up in his own mess, and he is stuck in place, while his headquarters is about to blow up. And not him by himself either. He had two secretaries the entire time that weren't worth mentioning because they weren't important enough to the plot. Like, they try to escape, and God Neros catches and traps them both, saying, "Aw, hell nah." And the Ghost Bank blows up with them along with it, as well as every other monster. Man, I gotta give God Neros' credit where credit's due. Like, dude didn't do too much throughout the show, but he didn't have to. He was in charge. He was a businessman. He was the boss. He literally runs a corporation where his worshippers make his success. He didn't have to do anything because he wasn't supposed to. Like, it's not his job to begin his hands dirty. He's metaphorically the guy who signs their paychecks. And so, after they escape the explosion, Duranger, the Armament Army Saint, stands with the rest of his army to destroy the two, and like a game of dominoes, they all go down. Choujin and one more subject still manage to survive, and after Metalder and Top Gunner won their battle against the army, Choujin sneaks up behind Top Gunner and stabs him to death. Choujin escapes, and Ryusei and friends make a proper burial for Top Gunner. And really, Top Gunner's death is sad, but with how stealthy of a warrior he is, he should have sensed Choujin sneaking up behind him. But, drama's drama. Hey, God, I need... drunk on my water. Yeah. And so, episode 38. Beliski is back. Somehow. Because he was slashed... Yeah, I'd really say somehow because he was slashed by Metalder and he fell into a river. And next, he's founded by a remnant of the Battle Robot Army that was along with Choujin, and he's brought up to speed. And while hearing about the Neros Empire being, well, bye-bye, now he apparently decides to reminisce about everyone in his army and describing it down to including himself, making it a 10-man army. I'm just going to get a cup of water right now. But the entire battle robot army consisted of 10 people. Think about others' armies right now if they were around 10 people, and this is a 39 episode show. For that has to be around 40 people, and in some episodes multiple enemies were taken down in the same episode. So for it to just be down to those 3 people, hot damn. The last subject keeps data. The last one, the remnant of the battle robot army, she keeps data records of her army's abilities. Boleski wants to use their powers, but she doesn't want to give it to him because to continue fighting is pointless now, and really, she's not wrong. Everyone they know is dead, and only those 3 are left, so what exactly would they be fighting for there? There would be no reason for them to keep going. Choujinki, however, Choujinki still looks like Kirihara, and so taking his place for his company is something, but Boleski and her? Yeah, this is a game of chess where the king's already in check. Back to Ryusei and Springer. Ryusei bothers to wonder why exactly did God Neros die so easily, and why wasn't Choujinki there when it happened? Remember, Choujinki was a body double, so he and God Neros could have switched places, and they actually did. Long story short, Choujinki's dead and God Neros is still alive. Boleski and Metalder fight, and while Metalder performs a finisher that ends up fatally injuring him, him and the battle robot army subject, I forgot what her name is, but before she could die, Boleski absorbs her and her data, so now Boleski can fight with all of his army's abilities. He gives him a run for his money until he finds his weakness, stabbing him in the heart. It injures him and he dies, but at least they shed some light on his death, that Metalder must win and live for all robots. And now he can be with the rest of his army that he genuinely misses. And now it's time for the final episode. Whew! Finally, let's get her done. Episode 39. Ryusei left a tape for Mai and Hako saying, "I love you guys," and he's gonna go face God Neros and basically thank you all and goodbye if I don't make it. Ryusei's off on his final mission, and he and Springer find a gate that'll lead him to God Neros. God Neros is underground and has a seance to start reviving ghosts. The manner how he does it is questionable because it doesn't look like ghosts. It looks like he's performing telekinesis and moving stuff to fuck with Metalder. Anyway, the point of it is to get him to overheat and disturb his systems until he gets to the boss level where Neros is. And for a final boss battle, he gets his ass handed to him quite a bit because, well, it's causing him to be crippled, and if he even moves, his systems, they're damaged enough that he'll blow up and take the Earth with him. If he keeps pushing it. So he calls out God Neros on his bluff and kills him with 2 hits, with one causing God Neros' head to fly off his body, and 2 where they are underground to explode. So long. That's the end of God Neros. Can't wait to see him later in Spider-Man. Which, by the way, the next show I will be reviewing after this is the 1978 Toei Spider-Man series. And God Neros' actor, Shinji Toto, he's Spider-Man. Look forward to that. And so, let's wrap this show up. Metalder survives the explosion, for the most part. He's just brought up to the ground, and Mai and Hako find him. He tells them that they won, and he's also going to explode and destroy the Earth if they don't destroy the device responsible for his mobility. So Metalder asks Hako to grab Neros' sword and destroy the device, killing the Ryusei alter ego. So for the sake of the planet that Metalder just saved, he is asking his friend to honor his last wish, so what they've done won't go in vain. And so he does it with the super... that's right. I finally learned the name. That's why I wrote it in. The super gravitational device is destroyed, and Earth doesn't go boom, and Metalder lives, but is stuck as Metalder since now he has no alter ego form to assume to. And that's good. Like, it's really good. Metalder, that was good, but wasn't good. But what wasn't good was literally the second to last scene of the last episode, where all of a sudden Mai and Hako are in a spotlight where Metalder and Springer go off into the unknown. I don't like that because it's not a musical, it's a TV show. Overall, solid ending. Ah, crap. Alright, my water's down now. And so, Choujinki Metalder, I liked it. I generally thought I was going to be bored of this show, and thank God I was wrong. The villains are interesting, and in my opinion, more interesting than the heroes. But that's okay because we grow with our 3 leads and see and feel what they fight for, so it's enough to bounce off of the villains and how they have backstories. And now for a fact that about the show that I saved to mention now, because this show was a lot darker, the viewers weren't feeling it, and viewers definitely did not like the second half, so much that it was going to be canceled after 39 episodes. And knowing that now, it is unfortunate, but it also feels a little weird to me because I feel like the second half of the show is where this show actually hits its stride. And I feel, 39 episodes was pretty good enough for what we got. So now, let's finally get to the characters. Starting off with Ryusei. Ryusei is pretty dang cool, all things considered. Like, when he starts off, he doesn't have a personality because he's a robot, but over time, he adapts and he grows to have a personality so well, you completely forget that he's a robot. And for the most part, he's about average. I like him pretty much, but for the most part, he's a average guy. So next, I quite like Mai. She didn't like you'd think female characters like her would have little to no purpose in the show, but really she actually does by being a friend to Ryusei and introducing him to, well, today. And like what I said, her and Hako are one of the big are his motive show him. Her and Hako show him what he's fighting for, like not just the world, but friendship as well and all life on Earth. Speaking of which, Hako, he's not bad. He's pretty dang cool. He's the ladies' man and a fun guy, and he's not bad. And it's also Change Griffin from Changeman, a show that I've seen before. But yeah, for the most part, Choujinki Metalder is amazing. Definitely go check this show out. You will not regret it. And if only next time I'll remember to upload in advance. Like, what are people's thoughts on this show? Because I did plan to do it for this review, but I forgot. But I'll be sure to remember to do that for the next review, which is the 1978 Toei Spider-Man series. Hope you guys enjoy it. And I hope you guys also enjoyed this review too. Once again, go check out Metalder, because I really love it. And with that said, please do not forget to like, subscribe, share this video, and tell your friends about KamenRider Blackman. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.